Good morning. Welcome to the sports review segment of Breakfast Daily. My name is Nathan Carr. Good morning, Frema. Good morning, Kweku.
Good morning, Nathan. How are you?
How you doing? Yeah, I'm all right.
Nathan, let me ask you this question. If you have the means, to afford anything, what animal would you use as a pet?
What animal?
Yeah.
I guess I'd like to own a dog. A big one. A very big dog. Yeah.
Wow.
You're very conservative.
2 big dogs.
Okay,
Yes,
as a pet.
That sounds very conservative.
Yes, 2 big dogs. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to stray into the exotic, as we've seen our very good friend doing.
Shada, what are you looking for? What we are looking for, no say it. We will give it to you.
No, but Cheddar, he sees himself as ruling with the big boys of the world.
He is Bamba,
and the big boys of the world. Dogs are too common. Commoners play with dogs.
No, but I mean, he can get tigers for his home in Dubai, for his home in England. We actually. Our children are playing Shaskele and riding bicycles on the street. Just make sure that your pets don't stray, and find themselves on the street. Otherwise, wahala. But hey, what's up?
Well, yeah, interesting stuff. Let's begin with the biggest story in Ghanaian football, the ensuing drama called the Ashanti Gate. That's the name Fenton Tahiru has given to the drama.
We all support the name.
The Ashanti Gate. Well, there's an update. Inter Allies and Ashgold have filed their appeal to the Ghana Football Association. They say the ruling was harsh and unfair. Now, the two of them make different arguments, but broadly, they don't seem to like the demotion. Now, for Ashanti Gold, they say the FA did not give them a fair hearing, and that even before the matter was investigated, the FA had taken a position, and they were just waiting to slap them with the demotion to Division 2. So they feel they've been treated unfairly.
But is it a case of we agree we are guilty, but we have an explanation?
Well, to them...
They are not guilty.
They say that the FA should have heard their case fairly before deciding anything.
What does that even mean?
I wonder what it means. We'll get into that a little later. Now, Inter Allies, they have filed their appeal, 15 pages. They say that, okay, a match was fixed. They agree. But then, as a club, they did not benefit from all of this because the person at the center of this, there are 2 sides at the center. One side is the Ashgold CEO and president side. The other side involves a gentleman called Emmanuel Ni Amoa. He took the monies from the Ashgold people and eventually had that game played out the way it did. Inter Allies say as a club they didn't benefit. This Ni Amoa person, he's not on their payroll. So you can't say that because he went to take money, they benefited. They didn't benefit. They got relegated. They lost 7-0. What is there to benefit from all of this? So that's their argument. And they say the FA has been fair to them as a club. They admit that if players have done something wrong, you can ban the players. You can ban Emmanuel Niamwa. But Inter Allies as a club, they have not erred and they have not committed any wrongdoing. So they don't want to be demoted.
Isn't it true that FIFA has Niamwa on the radio?
Yes. So the other argument they make is that it is true. But that bit, if you go to the FIFA system, this was back in 2014. It's 8 years ago. They say the gentleman is not on their payroll.
But what is the relationship?
They know him. They say they know him.
As
He's just
what?
a volunteer.
But volunteer means still he can go out in your name to do something for you.
They say that they haven't asked him to do anything for them. That's the appeal put together by Inter Allies. We wait to see what the FA will tell us, but at least Inter Allies and Ashgold, they've put together an appeal. Let's move on to some Ghana Premier League news. Despite all of this, the Ghana Premier League is happening. It was part 1 of match day 29 yesterday. Let's have a look at the results. Now, the graphics back page had the Hearts of Oak story. Well, it was true. Hearts beat Gold Stars by a goal to nil. Samuel Inkum scored the penalty. But the interesting bit about the game is that Hearts had over 15 players unwell. All of them are in hospital for suffering from one strange infection or the other. I think there's a case of food poisoning in the Hearts of Oak camp. A lot of their players were in hospital. So the team they put together, they had to patch them up and go and play that particular game.
Very unfortunate.
And they won. Even Samuel Lincoln, the goal scorer himself, wasn't well, but he had to play yesterday. And they won by 1 goal to nil. So congrats to Hearts. They are now third on the league, 1 point behind second place Bechem. In other results, Legon Cities beat Dreams. Karela beat Olympics. It was 2-2 between RTU and Bechem. Now that result is how come Hearts of Oak are now a point behind Bechem. Wafa lost at home. It looks like they may get relegated. Aduana Stars, Elmina Sharks, and Brekum Chelsea Mediama all ended goalless, while King Faisal beat Techiman 11 Wonders by 1 goal to nil. Later today, Ashanti Gold and Asante Kotoko meet to play. That game is at the Baba Yara Stadium.
Okay.
And yeah, we'll see. Ashanti Gold, even though they are fighting an appeal and all of that, we wait to see how that one will play out. Let's move it on to some other news. And the first prize in the European sweepstakes handed out last night. So, like I said yesterday, there are 3 big European finals. Yesterday was the Europa League final. Next week is the Conference League final. And next Saturday is the Champions League final. So, the Europa League final was played last night in Spain, in Sevilla. And it was Frankfurt. They beat Rangers 5-4 on penalties to win. Now, Rangers took the lead from Nigerian player Joe Aribo. 12 minutes later, Rafael Borré equalized. The game went to extra time, no winners, and it had to go down to the dreaded penalty shootout. Frankfurt were perfect, 5 from 5, but Rangers missed 1. It was ex-Arsenal player Aaron Ramsey. He missed. He missed his kick. His kick was
taking their thing there.
He was the 4th kicker for Rangers, but he missed his kick. And in the end, it was Frankfurt winning. They won a trophy on the night, but more importantly, they've won a ticket to next season's Champions League as Europa League winners. So that's how come these days the Europa League is hotly contested, because you don't just win a trophy, you get a place in the Champions League. So teams now strategize. If the league is not working, you go and play Europa League, you win, and you are through to the Champions League. So
interesting.
That's a story from Spain. Really, it was a great encounter. I mean, not the best of matches, but the atmosphere was fun. One half of the stadium was white because that's the jersey Frankfurt were wearing. All their supporters were in white T-shirts. You had the blue side, that was Rangers. Strangely enough, the penalties were played facing the Rangers fans. So when Frankfurt were scoring, they were taunting the Rangers fans. Well, as the Rangers players missed, or Aaron Ramsey, as he missed, it was quite heartbreaking for the Rangers fans. The other bit of historical context. Now, this was the first time in 42 years Frankfurt were winning a major trophy. For Rangers, we have to go back 50 years for the last time they won a major trophy. They've been winning the Scottish League, but the Scottish League really doesn't have enough weight. And they were hoping to win their first major trophy in 50 years. Well, they'll have to wait a bit longer to get that duck broken because they lost the Europa League final. Quite heartbreaking, but somebody has to lose, somebody has to win.
Absolutely. Well,
anyway, so going into this weekend, what are your thoughts?
Yes, the Premier League, the final day. This is what I think will happen. It will be as it were. Man City will win, Liverpool will win, City wins the league. I think that's what will happen.
That's how it's going to go.
You couldn't have put it any better.
I really don't think we'll have any major drama on our hands because
you can't see it happen.
I can't see it happen. Is it possible? Possibly. If Man City blow this, it will be a huge collapse on their part. But I don't think they will have any issues beating Villa. Even though Villa are coached by ex-Liverpool captain Steven Gerrard.
It won't make much of a difference.
There's a bit of a side twist to this. Now, Aston Villa, should they win that game? No, even not win, but should they finish where they are? Right? There's a £15 million package they get. Now, in the Premier League, where you finish, so one position downwards could mean a £20 million loss or gain. So there's £50 million hanging on whether Villa win or lose. So Gerrard has to make a decision on whether he wants the team to win.
Million?
50 million pounds. Okay, listen, from in Premier League team, 50 million pounds is nothing because it's salary money, right? But it's important. So Gerrard has to weigh business interest against his own personal feelings and all of that. But he will act professionally. He will not act like certain leagues and certain teams.
My heart even aches. I mean, when I hear big money like that, I even get confused. Is it the pounds we know, or how it is like with maybe US dollar, Zimbabwean dollar, So we are talking about dollars, but depending on where it's coming from. But this is proper Great Britain pounds.
It's not monopoly money.
No,
it's real money.
No, but Nathan, you guys have to let my children somehow play football.
We'll discuss that.
Otherwise, you've done me a lot of disservice.
Nathan, thank you very much for this wording. All right, so we're going to take a quick break.